Attention, Judge Advocate General of the United States Marine Corps. In 1975, there was a group of men in which were caught by the enemy after their platoon was ambushed. They were taken to a North Vietnamese communist camp. They were administered drug usage, and they were programmed by the NVC. They are the reason the United States lost the Vietnam War, as these went on to become the brain frags of Saigon. They are now in the United States interiors. One of them, the only one I can recognize of the group, is John James Breckenridge Jr. He employed by the state of Alabama unlawfully. As you should be aware, after being sentenced for treason and placed on parole under a term and condition of stay of sentence, they are no longer anything allowed, or anything other than a passport and an ID. That's it. They're not allowed a driver's license, for example. You should know this. As I inquired to the identities of all the men in that group, I was told some malarkey that it was mandatory confidential. This is continued as perjury on the part of Judge Advocate General. And how is this pertinent to today? Well, Eddie Corrigan Jr. is stealing my money, claiming to be my employee, and the FBI has been sabotaged. And that sabotage emanated from the Mobile, Alabama region within the FBI. And it was conducted by one of the brain frags of Saigon, John James Breckenridge Jr. Now, this mandatory classified, or mandatory confidential, perjury, the contention that it is perjury is you don't put mandatory confidential material on the evening news. Now, those men were still in the camp when it was on the evening news. And now you're going to try all these years later to say mandatory confidential for what was on the evening news. I say you are liars. You are a pack of liars. If you really believe that we put mandatory confidential material on the evening news, then you don't have any business whatsoever in the Judge Advocate General. You're inadequate. You're incapable of performing your duty. You're not able to. You don't have the right to even be there if you really believe that. Now, what would lead me to indicate or implicate in this manner in which I'm addressing you now? Everything I've been through, man. How many times I got to tell you? For the past 5 years, y'all can't even pull your heads out of your ass. So I'll tell you what. This record, this archive that proves beyond any shadow of doubt that these men are a communist program group that Marines told me about in 1975. And just because I was a kid and had no idea what was happening doesn't mean that it didn't happen. They've attempted to make that archive disappear. I can prove it. Can you? It's your job. And all I'm asking you is to do it. Thank you for watching. That is all.